Yeah, so I decided that writing journals all the time, it's kind of a long and drawn out process, and my hand hurts after I start to write after a while. So, um, kind of articulating my thoughts out in an audio format, and I guess putting them on YouTube would probably be a better methodology for doing that. And um, yeah, I think I'll try to make a habit out of doing this, but I can't really guarantee that, as a lot of times when I try to do new things, they usually don't go anywhere and I just abandon them. Um, but anyways, yeah, I've been dealing with loneliness for pretty much what feels like my entire life, but it's only been the past 4 or 5 years that I've been living, and I'm 20. And I guess this stuff all started when I was around 16. Well, I mean, it was before that, but I guess I kind of, what's the term? I kind of actualized it at that year because I was like, okay, well, I have these problems and I don't know how to fix them or where they came from. Um, I'm obviously a very neurodivergent person. I am very socially anxious and I have ADHD. But the thing is, I mean, a lot of people have these things, but eh, they're just way better at socializing and, well, being a normal human being than me. I'm not particularly special in any way. There's nothing really unique about me. There's nothing really special about me. I mean, some people think that I'm like smart because I have a 4.0 GPA, and I mean, the way I see it is, well, I mean, it's not hard to get an A plus in school. All you have to do is just take notes and listen to the professor talking, and that's all you really have to do. But the problem is that most people just, not most people, but a large demographic of people, they don't really care about college. They don't really care about this stuff. So they'd much rather just spend a large portion of their time, instead of taking notes and studying and actually, making the use of their tuition that they paid, they just kind of want to go and talk to their friends and stuff. And in my perspective, I think that if you're failing in school, then that's entirely your fault for the most part, as all you really have to do is just pay attention. Um, but that's besides the point. My main claim here is that, yeah, there's nothing really special or unique about me, and I don't have anything to make up for those faults about myself. I'm not a very attractive looking person. I'm actually pretty ugly. Um, there's a lot of negative quality. I can't think of a single positive quality about myself. Um, it's, yeah, I mean, a lot of my isolation, my social isolation is, it's mostly due because of, these qualities about myself, but also it's due to other people and how they interact with me and how they see me as a person. Most people, obviously, tend to gravitate towards people who have similar qualities or common interests with themselves. And being that I kind of am not a good representative of most of that, then yeah, I kind of just fall out of line. And as much as I would like to sort of, um, get out of the shell that I'm in and maybe introduce myself to people in my classes, or just have a conversation with someone, it's just not something I'm physically capable of doing. Like, I'll have these. I remember for a lot of times in my life, whenever I would try to think about talking to a girl or something like that, I would have this whole plan about how I would do it, but then when I would actually try to, like, go out and do it, I just wouldn't. I wouldn't have the strength to do it. I wouldn't have the courage to do it. And I mean, it's even gotten to the point where it's the same thing with just talking to people with the hopes of starting a friendship with them. I mean, I would think about, like, oh, there's this guy in my class, and he seems pretty smart. Maybe we can talk to each other, and we can be friends in class, and you know, we can benefit from each other's, you know, good standing in the class. But I I just am not really capable of doing it unless it's in an environment where it's like a group context, or if it's an environment where um, you're kind of required to talk to each other. Um, there's there's a few classes I've taken where the um, the main aspect of it is kind of talking to people, and having group discussions and dialogue are what stimulates the main materials for the class. And obviously I was not very good at those classes. I still have more of those to take, as those are a pretty common thing in a lot of classes now. But it's just something I can't really do. I mean, I'll talk to people, and then after like a few sentences, I'll just have nothing to say. My mind will be blank, and um, yeah, I'll have nothing important to say. I do remember that when I was younger, and I would be more social, and I would talk a lot, and I would talk too much even. There was many times where, because of my um, me getting to know people and kind of opening up more about my personality and stuff like that, I would be more comfortable with, you know, talking a lot and stuff. But I didn't know that there was a consequence to that, and it turns out a lot of people don't really like that, and they don't go out of your way to tell you, hey, you know, I think that I think that there's a problem with um, your excessive speech patterns, or how you present yourself or something. They kind of just go behind your back and make fun of you. And I had so many experiences like that where my you know, my safety mechanism for getting away from that would just be to not open up or talk to people. And I guess that's kind of just what I've been doing. Because, well, if people seem to be bothered by you when you do really anything, then if you don't do anything, then you can't face any consequences for that. Um, so I kind of think it's preferable to not open up to people, and it's preferable to not socialize with people, because, well, when you do, you get punished for it, and you're told, hey, you know, you need to stop making these jokes, you're not being funny, or, you know, you're just not fitting in. And if that's the case, then why should I even try? Because I mean, you can say, oh, just look for better friends, just look for better friends, and it's just, well, I've tried. It's been the same thing every time. So that means that I'm the problem. So if I'm the problem, then the solution to that is just to not talk to people. And I feel like, even though I want friends, I want these relationships, I want a girlfriend in the future, I want a wife, I want to have kids, I want to have a family, I don't think this stuff is realistically possible. I want a career, I want a job. I mean, these things seem attainable, but it's like, what's the point though when you're not happy doing this stuff? I mean, think about it, right? Like, why do you want a job? You want to get money. Why do you want money? So you can be able to live and sustain yourself and provide for yourself or whoever you need to. And why do you want to do that? Because you care about these things. And why do you care about these things? Because they make you happy. If you keep asking yourself why to these questions, it doesn't matter. Eventually it's going to lead to happiness. Does this mean that the point of life is happiness? No, not at all. It just means that happiness is something that stimulates people to keep going. And I haven't been happy for a long time. There's not a lot of things in life that I have to look forward to. Everything sort of just... everything just proves to be a disappointment, or a waste of time, or a waste of resources. And no matter what, I just I guess it's just a pointless effort to try. And a lot of retorts to this sort of um, very, I guess, nihilistic, in lack of a better term, mindset is that you need to get help, you need to talk to people, you need to put yourself out there. And I've tried. I've tried. I even started going to therapy recently, but I stopped because it wasn't helping anything. I went to individual therapy and then I went to group therapy, and neither of them really had much of an impact. There wasn't anything I took away from them in particular, and there wasn't anyone I really made any good relationships with. I just kind of was there, and I was talking about things I've never spoke in public with anyone about before, but it didn't change anything. I guess it's good to sort of be being vulnerable is an interesting thing, but it's good to get your mind out there. But at the end of the day, a therapist isn't going to they aren't going to actually be able to understand you. They would have to have lived they would have to have lived through your experiences to really sit there and say, I know you, I know what you're feeling, and there's things out there to help you. I guess maybe antidepressants could be something that would be worth a try, but I I don't know. It hasn't really crossed my mind yet. But therapy doesn't seem to work, and I don't really know what to do because my loneliness isn't something that seems to be going away anytime soon. Um, no matter how many people I talk to or even clubs I joined. I mean, I joined the martial arts club at my university, and there's people there that I've known for months. I've been there for over half of a year. And these people probably consider me their friends, but I don't really think that way of them. And I know that sounds kind of rude, but, well, that's just how I am as a person. I don't necessarily hate them or dislike them in any way. I mean, they have certain qualities about them, some of them that I am not particularly a fan of, but I don't hate them or dislike them in any way as a person. And the reasoning is just I don't click with these people. Um, I don't really I mean, I guess I get along with them, but that's just kind of because I have to. I mean, I can't really, you know, be I can't present myself as that kind of person, as that would just be suicide for my social life and, well, my non-existent social life. I shouldn't use that as an example, but that would be suicide for my dreams of achieving in this club and college as a whole, as I need to maintain an identity of someone who does not have any ill will towards others or anything like that. And I don't. Well, there are some groups of people that I look down upon due to their negativity towards other people and all these sorts of stuff. I mean, well, I wouldn't say groups of people, just character archetypes. I think one, not one, but a couple examples of this is, well, a particular there are some archetypes of people that I really dislike, and I think I should talk about them, as these people are the people who I just can't stand. It would have to be people who are passive aggressive, people who they'll have a rhetoric when they talk to you. Like they'll talk to you and they'll obviously be being passive aggressive, but they won't like have they won't have the humility to actually say what they're feeling. They have to hide behind this passive aggressiveness. It's just very insufferable to deal with. And on top of that, these kind of go hand, and a lot of these things, they really go hand in hand. A lot of these things are they're just things that kind of combined into a lot of these people. A lot of these people have all of these qualities, but all of these qualities are just things I have to list. So next is people with narcissistic tendencies. These people who they're never going to be able to admit that they're wrong on something. They're never going to be able to admit and say, "Hey, you know, I wasn't correct about this. I was wrong about this, or I made this mistake." They can't do that. Their ego won't accept it. And it's just a lot of times, obviously, as you know, the common knowledge of narcissistic people is that um the way they're behaving is often because of a sense of self, hatred, or this sense of being a useless person. And I mean, obviously I kind of fit that um description, but I'm not a narcissist. I don't believe I'm better than anyone, really. I mean, there's not anything special or unique about me, as I previously mentioned. There's nothing really good about, I mean, there's a few good qualities I have, but that's all they are, just a few good qualities. They don't make up for me as a person. Um, but the next category is people with zero social awareness, and I know this might sound disrespectful, as there's a lot of neurodivergent people who meet this category, but I'm talking about a very specific sort of demographic of people with zero social awareness. Like, you'll be talking and having a conversation with these people, and they won't really understand. They won't pay attention to what you're saying. Like, you'll be talking to them, but the reason they're talking to you is not because they want to talk to you. The reason they're talking to you is because they're actually talking to themselves. They just want someone to hear what they have to say. They have to talk to people because they want to tell them about what's on their mind. They don't care about what's on your mind. You're talking to these people, and like, it's coming in one ear and going out the other. Like, they don't care about what you actually have to say. Sometimes they won't even try to hide it. They might not even react to a single thing you said. And I once again, I understand that sometimes this is just due to some sort of developmental disorder, but I'm I'm talking in cases of a specific archetype of people. Um, the next is people who are very pretentious. They think that they're very intelligent when they're not. A lot of times they'll try to have this mask of intelligence by using pseudo-intellectual terms, or using very big words, or sometimes even using AI like LLMs to mask this, and they'll think that they're smart. And I mean, this kind of goes back into the narcissistic, egotistical people category. It kind of blends in, but they think they're intelligent. Well, actually, they probably don't even think they're intelligent. They want you to think they're intelligent. That's what it is. And the next category is people who lie for no reason. Um, People who lie for no reason, I don't understand it. I've had several encounters with people where I've talked to them, and it turns out a lot of what they say is just not true. And if you ever confront them on these lies, they'll just reinforce their lies with more lies. So their entire claim, everything they're saying, is just built on a foundation of lies. And it's just like, why do people do this? I don't know if the term is pathological or compulsive liar. I haven't looked enough into the different terms, but it's definitely one of those. And I don't know why people will actually do this. It just seems like a waste of time, and it just seems like something that makes you a bad person. Not necessarily a bad person, but it just makes your moral character very low, because if you keep lying to people, there's nothing true about you. There's just nothing that you have as an identity that's concrete. And those are my main archetypes of people that I very much dislike, because you can't really get along with these people. You can't understand these people. There's nothing good about these people. All they do is they just spread negativity, and they're just worthless people. They really are. Well, sure, you can say it's ironic coming from me, but I mean, I at least acknowledge that I'm worthless, because that's just what I am. I I'm probably not gonna go anywhere in life, even though I'm gonna try. But what's even the point of trying? I mean, sure, even if I get my degree in 4 years, most people who graduate college, well, they just get unemployed after that. I mean, I'm not a computer science major or anything, so at least I don't have to worry about that. But I wouldn't be surprised if after I graduate college, no one's gonna want to hire me, despite all these jobs saying, "Hey, we're hiring," and then you actually apply, and then you don't meet the requirements for hiring. So it's just a pointless endeavor, but I kind of wanted this video to be about one particular topic in general, which was just my loneliness, and it sort of turned out to be just me rambling about a lot of things and problems in my life and things I think about. And I guess I don't know, I'll probably just title the video something to accommodate that. And yeah, but um, this video is going on for too long already, so I think I'm going to end it here. But I don't know if I'll make more videos like this. I kind of hope I do, as it would be nice to catalog my thoughts in a journal. That's not a physical thing or a document or something like that, but yeah, um, I don't think anyone's going to be watching this video, but on the off chance they do, um, I guess leave a comment on your thoughts and I might reply. I don't know, but yeah. Um, Goodbye everyone, and make sure to drink water every day.